Wednesday, the 3rd of March. Can you believe we're in March, folks? It's just amazing how time is whistling away at a very, very fast pace. So, what am I going to talk to you about today? Well, this coming Friday, which is the 5th of March, of course, is the World Day of Prayer. Now, there we go. I'll show you the leaflet here. That's the World Day of Prayer. That's the little booklet, and this year is Build on a Strong Foundation. It's been written by the Christian woman from, now hopefully I'll get this right, it's Vanuatu. Anyway, it's a bunch of islands off the coast of Australia. Now, the Scottish Committee of the World Day of Prayer have organised a Zoom service which anyone can join in on Friday at 2 p.m. And if you haven't seen it on our Facebook page, then just let me know and I can give you the link to connect to that service at 2 o'clock. Or just phone me, whatever, and we'll get that information to you. Or if you would like, and I'm holding up the World Day of Prayer booklet. If you would like one of these booklets also, then I have a small supply of them and I'm happy to get them to you also. So if you'd like a booklet, just let me know and we'll get that to you. Now, I'm going to be very unpopular with a number of people with my next statement. So here it goes. I have never really liked the World Day of Prayer events. For me, it's like watching paint dry or getting a tooth pulled. I really don't like the World Day of Prayer. Now, I think it boils down to a few things. The first thing, and by far the biggest thing, is the booklet that you get. Because when you go to the World Day of Prayer events, you're warmly greeted by the people who are organising it, which is lovely. You're handed this booklet, and for the next hour, basically, your head is down reading this booklet. You've got people up at the front leading worship and doing various things, but everybody's head, and including quite a lot of people leading the worship, their heads are in this booklet. I understand the need for the booklet in some instances, but I think you should get rid of it. So if anybody from the World Day of Prayer Committee is listening, please, if you're having an actual service, get rid of these booklets. Everybody's head is down all the time, and it's just, that's my biggest issue with it. Also, the fact the format hasn't really changed in all the years I've been going to the World Day of Prayer. It's always roughly the same format. Now, I know some people like that, I understand that, but for me, I need a bit of change. I need things spiced up a little bit or changed in a different format. Hence why when you come to East and Old, 2 services are never the same, because we like to change things up all the time. So that's some of them. I think one of the other smaller things is that some of the points that we talk about in the World Day of Prayer, whatever country it's coming from, some of the language isn't really transferable, and some of the ideas and what they're wanting us to do and things really aren't transferable. So yeah, and we have to change a lot of hymns and various other things to suit our own culture. So yeah, so there's a few things about it that I don't really like. Ultimately, though, I think it's your attitude when you go to the World Day of Prayer. That attitude is, if you go to it with oh, I can't be bothered going to this attitude, then you're not really going to enjoy it, are you? Because you're already in a defeatist mood. Whereas, I know for a fact, millions of people look forward to going to the World Day of Prayer events. They get so much from it, while others are a bit more reluctant to go, while others just don't go at all. So there's a whole range of things in there. And we all know you can't appeal to everybody. But when you do go, just think of the friendship and the fellowship that you get, especially after the event. because that's when people can get together, and that's so desperately needed at this time. But hopefully those that are attending the Zoom event on Friday will get something from it. But if you were to attend the World Day of Prayer thinking, oh, I love going to this, I'm going to get so much from it, I'm going to learn so much, and we're going to be praying for, the people of, at the moment, it's, I'm not going to pronounce this properly, Vanuatu. So if you go with that more positive attitude, then you really are going to enjoy it so much more. I would say, though, there's been one or two of the World Day of Prayers over the years that I have enjoyed. I've gone thinking, oh, I could be doing so much more with my time. But when I've got there, I've thought, oh yeah, I did enjoy that, and I did get something from that, and I hadn't looked at something in that way. So, we're not always right in what we think, are we? The one thing that I really, really do like about the World Day of Prayer, and I really do like something about it, is the fact that we have millions of people from across the world, millions of Christians coming together to pray. I think that's just absolutely phenomenal. It gives us a focus, it gives us a day, because let's be honest, sometimes we can forget to pray. So that's the one thing I really, really do like it. When we're praying, especially at the World Day of Prayer, I know for a fact that I am praying with millions of other Christians at that time or on that day. And I think that's just absolutely wonderful. And it brings very much our attention to it. And it brings us also to the fact that praying can be done anytime, anywhere. Just remember that. That's one of the main points. So I've got another image to show you. And for those on the telephone line, you're not going to see the image. I'm going to just say what it is. It's a picture of praying hands. It's the Albrecht Dürer picture of the praying hands, which I'm sure many of you would instantly recognise if you saw it. There is a story, of course, about the praying hands, and it said that the Albrecht Dürer and his brother Albert Dürer were both painters. They came from a large family, but they made a deal that one of them would have to go down the mines and support the other one at art college. And then when the other one came back from art college 4 years later, then he would support the other brother to go to art college. That's the story of the hands. And then, of course, Albrecht became the famous painter. He came home and said to Albert, it's your turn now to leave the mines and go to college to study art. And Albert, of course, at this family dinner said, look at my hands. And he said, after 4 years in the mines, there's not a finger that hasn't been broken, he said, and he wouldn't even be able to pick up a paintbrush or a pencil, never mind do any drawings. And it said that Albrecht then painted his brother's hands, as praying hands. I hate to disappoint you, but it's all a fable and a myth. It's, that's really not what happened. It's just been made into one of these fable, myth, Christian-like stories. I love it though. I think it's a fantastic story to get your point across, but it is a fable or a myth, whatever you want to call it. The praying hands were the hands of an apostle. That's why they were drawn. And they were to be part of a bigger painting that was going to be housed in Germany. So that's the real story behind the hands. It was going to be part of a much bigger picture. However, I like the idea of that fable and myth. The idea of one person sacrificing for another, and then the other one wanting to respond, and then did in kindness through the hands, and then the lovely fable and myth that go with that. But it also reminds me of the praying hands that God is with us always, no matter where we are, what we're doing, and that we can pray to God at any time, any place, anywhere, and we can pray to God about absolutely anything at all. We can pray to God and show our thanks, our appreciation, our happiness, our concerns, our sadness, our grief. We can show God our tears. We can pray to God through anger. We can pray to God through our annoyance about our undecidedness. We can pray to God in confidence. We can ask God for help, for strength, for support. We can offer our prayers for others or other situations or places. But most importantly, we can offer God our love through our prayers. So you can pray, as I said, anytime, any place, anywhere. And let's all take an opportunity on Friday to think of the World Day of Prayer. And if you can't join in the Zoom meetings, if you don't have the booklet and would like one, I'll gladly get one to you. And just take a few moments on Friday to pray to God for whatever you wish to pray to God for or about. Have a lovely week ahead. God bless.